You're right.
You can begin now.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Hello, everybody. My name is Christian David Correa Calderon. I'm 22 years old, and on Monday I will be 23, 11 May. Well, but that is not the question today. I would like to talk about the topic pedagogy as the role of the teacher. How can the teacher have a good pedagogy for the student and the classroom? First, the first topic is forgotten roles. Who really teaches? Who really teaches? First point, teachers today go beyond simply transmitting knowledge. What's happened here? It's very important to me know how can the teacher do a good pedagogy for a student. First, not only teachers can be transmitting this knowledge that maybe before, okay, the traditional pedagogy and modern pedagogy. What happened here in this presentation? I don't know, focus in that topic. Only how can the teachers how can teacher explain or have a good pedagogy with several students? Second point is modern students are researchers, collaborators, and protagonists of their learning. Well, in this screen, can you see that the topic is effective learning for holistic development? Well, I like so much this sentence. Pedagogy is the art of teaching. Focus talking about the teachers, the teacher. Focus talking about teachers. It's very important to know the student, like a teacher. I'm a teacher practicing. I'm practicing like a teacher. That's I can answer. How can how can I have a good practice? How can I have a good experience with my student? First, first before I start to the class, I have to know my student. I have to know the context. It's very important to me because if I don't have that knowledge about my student, maybe I can have a problems. Pedagogy is developed for that situations. Okay, if you can see, we have several pictures here. For example, this is the world. The world, or in the world, we have several cultures. For example, a China, well, another country or other countries. Yeah, it's very important to know where are you teaching your signature. No, never mind the signature here, only the pedagogy. But at before the pedagogy, you need to know your student. In these pictures, in this part, we have several childrens, maybe with different, no, maybe with different cultures. I would like to look you here in this picture, for example, these children's, how can see in these pictures, these boys or these children now have uniform, for example, but they are studying. Also, they have share, but they are studying. Well, that is very important to know. I will be talking about it. Well, the first that we need to use is like a teacher, adapt to the cultures. Adapt to the culture. It's very important, like a teacher, to know the culture because if I several student or my student have, for example, different religions or different food or different word or different um, behavior, it's a problem to me if I do something bad or that it's to me it's normal. Maybe it's normal to me, but my students are bad. Yeah, that is a problem. That's why before I prepare the class, I have to learn about the cultures, the religions, the behavior, the community. It's very important to know the community. Then adapt to the resource. Not all the schools at the world have their own materials, the resource. It's very important to work with if you only have a market, only work with a market. If you only have well, if you don't have TV, if you don't have technology, never mind, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The most important is the good activity. That's why it's very important to know your children, your students. Where after that, adapt to the culture, adapt to the resource, we need to know about the vocation. Teacher, before to prepare the class, we need to have a vocation. We need to have vocation because if we have vocation, can we understand better our student? For example, the teacher is necessary to know or create a bond with a student, know his family, know his community, know his situation. Maybe the student is it's passing for a bad moment with his parents. I need to know that because it's very important to me know the mind of my student. Then after that, I can prepare better my pedagogy. That is the most important aspect to prepare the class or implement the pedagogy. As for vocation, that is the most important vocation. Come here, the be professional. Be professional. It's very important to know my student and sharing with their being professional. Okay, finally, oh my God, 7 minutes. To survive or to transform. If surviving in education means adapting very little to a classroom with bad behavior, a lack of motivation, sorry, or even without technology, it's survive at the classroom. Then it's very important to know this part, to integrate emotion, technology, and community. Focus on the pedagogy of teaching, no emphasis modern or traditional pedagogy, but on the role of the teacher in their teaching. Finally, the student today have a mixed behavior. Teacher, can you 1 minute more, please? Hello.
Just continue. Just continue.
Okay.
And I'll
Okay.
stop you.
Thank you so much. The student today or the modern student have a mixed behavior. Before, the student have more respectful for the teachers, but today it's contrary or it's more hard. It's harder. Sorry. That's why the teacher need to improve, innovate the pedagogy. It's very important to know that. Okay, conclusion. Understand student, emphasis with them, building rapport and having a passion for teaching are the foundation of good pedagogy. This picture, can you see here? They are my student. Well, I have 800 students in my school, preschooler until 4th grade. This is 1st grade. There are my students. We were studying English. Okay. Thank you for listening me. That's all.
Thank
Do
you.
you have a question?
Unless I stop, you just keep going. Always keep going. I'll let you know when to stop. You just keep going. Don't ask for permission. It's better to say sorry than to ask for permission, Christian.
Okay.
Next time, just keep that in mind. Okay, Juan.
Okay, so Christian,
Um,
how can pedagogy adapt to the changing needs and learning styles of the students in the digital age? That was something.
Oh yeah. That's very important question because if the student have the technology for the class, we can use that technology in that class. It's very important the technology, but we know not all the students have the form for days for that. Sorry, it's very important to work. If you only have a market, only work with that market. But that's why I mentioned it before, the vocation. If you don't have resource, the most important is there are students want to learn. It's very important to that. That answer your question?
Yeah, it's just that sometimes we focus a lot on how can we move from traditional to like digital resources, but there are some people that don't have the resources, and
Exactly.
it's not always the responsible of the teacher to find a way
Yeah,
because we
this
don't
is
get paid enough. We don't get paid enough. So
that is the focus of the presentation, the teachers, the role of the
yes.
teacher and the pedagogy.
Okay, Harriet, can you please continue with your question?
Yeah, of course. I would like to ask that what happens if the teacher enter to a classroom without knowing the students, without knowing the culture, without knowing the context, or even if they have resources, available resources. I mean, what happened? Is it possible to achieve the effective learning, or what happened there in that part?
Yes, that is a big problem. That is a big problem, but I mentioned it before, it's very important to know if you, for example, if you don't have a student, can you be nothing? But if you have two student, one student, you need to know about that student. Create a bond with him, know the family, know the behavior. With respect that I to prepare my class, I to prepare my pedagogy for that student. If only is one student. For example, the teachers rurals have three students, four students, five students. They no have technology, ni TV, not TV, sorry, no TV, no no board, no market, no notebook, only papers or pencils. Only not have money. It's a problem, but the most important in this presentation is the pedagogy. It's very the vocation of the teacher, you know.
Okay. Um, I see that Maria Natalia is next.
Okay, how can teachers manage students' misbehavior while still creating a positive and motivating learning environment?
That is the most important in this case. The teacher when know the student, they prepare a good activity similar to sorry, not similar. How can you use adapt for the student? For example, I have a group very mixed behavior. How can do there? I have several positive. I don't know if I can say that a positive
Active
music.
pause.
Active pause. Contrary. Okay, sorry. Thank you so much. Active pause. And several activities for Katim, their attention, it's a good motivation, but
Yes,
that
but
truth,
the question that Maria Natalia is asking, like, how can you have like a good relationship with the student when you're trying to also let them know the things that they're doing wrong without losing the bond, sin perder ese bond that you guys are creating?
It's hard, uno quiere cascarlo, want to to fight. Oh my God, what I need to do with you, man. I tease you. That's bad, man. It's a problem, but it's good because I have several students like that for in that way, but uh I love it, man. It's a problem, but I love you. I don't know. It's difficult. Not always you have the same attitude, the positive, the motivation. It's hard to teach, but the idea is trying because it's our vacation. Vocation, sorry, vocation. The teacher se fue. Ah, ya regresó.
I don't know what happened. I was like, what? You
The
kicking me out of
internet.
my own meeting?
Profe, si usted se fue,
Is
se acabó, se
no,
pausó
no,
la
no,
grabación.
no, no. It's still recording. We're fine because you
Ah,
guys were
okay.
still there, so it's still recording. Now, Luis.
Okay. As parents, what advice or recommendation will you give us to help the children at home?
Oh, can you tell me the question, please, again? The parents, what?
Yes, of course. As a parent, what advice or recommendation will you give us to help children at home?
Okay, I had a meeting with parents the last month. It was very hard because the parent, no, not all the parents, they are with the students. They are with their with their children, with the sons. It's hard to the homework to do the tasks only alone. But it's necessary to consider to talk with them when the student have a problem. How can we help the student? How can we help your son? Compromise.
Okay, Christian. So a few things to say. So as we know, sometimes there are a lot of they hire people to be teachers, and they can know about the topic, but they lack all of that pedagogical knowledge. And I think that is very important to highlight how important pedagogy is when we are pursuing to be a teacher. Presentation was very, very interesting. And I just, there are some mistakes when you mention children's. Remember that children is
Children.
already the plural of child.
Yeah.
Um,
I forget it.
and it's okay. Sometimes remember that in Spanish we say ojos azules. In English is the other way around because there is a switch of the adjective is blue eyes. So
Ah,
those little things, just keep those things in mind. And also remember when you're trying to answer the questions from your peers, don't try to mention, yeah, this is the from the presentation, because there were some things that were not very explicit on the presentation, but you are able to answer. Okay, just keep that in mind.
okay, thank you, teacher. Thank you.